Hi, Ohad, Daphne here. Thank you for getting on to us with the next essay correction. Well done. I completely understand your problem on your deadline. The problem is from our end that you can only get one $5 and one $19 correction. Those are super special offers, super deal, gives you an idea of what we do here, and you won't be able to get any more. But do the exam. I mean, we've given you some hopefully useful feedback. If you don't get the grade you want, then come back to us. That's the best thing I can say. What I am concerned about here is two things. One, for a band 7, you need to go a bit longer. You need to be looking at basically 350 words for a band 7. I mean, pretty much that. And also spelling. You would lose so many marks on spelling, I'm afraid. Every time there is a red line, look up the correct spelling, please. Write it down. The spelling is a problem in IELTS. It has to be absolutely perfect. So that's something that I would work on. So this one, some people who've been in prison become good citizens, not all of them. And it's often argued these are the best to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing crime. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So in the past, people who committed a crime were sent to jail and forgotten that. However, times have changed, and today there's a trend towards reintroducing ex-criminals into society. Okay, I like that. It's a nice start. One method could be, or is sometimes, you want the tentative language. So could be, is sometimes. So these modal verbs, the could be, and then that sometimes, like not always, is lectures by ex-criminals given to teenagers about how not to take the wrong turn in life and end up as criminal themselves. Good. Lots of correct writing there, just the spelling, so well done. I believe that this is an important endeavour for both the criminals, so you might go reformed criminals, and we might even go the most reformed, because then we're connecting up to this idea. We're showing the examiner, yep, we understand the key issues. Okay, good. A rehabilitated, well done. So we could say a well rehabilitated, just to so make that point. Examiner, I see you. Released from prison, may return to his old criminal life. No, hang on. No. Well, if he's rehabilitated, I would argue that he wouldn't go back to his old criminal life. And I'm the point, you be careful you're making a clear point here, because I'm not really worried what happens to the prisoner. You've made this point here that you're worried about it. I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about, are they the best to talk to teenagers, or who else could do it? So I would maybe move that. So a criminal released from prison may return to his old criminal life, or change his life, comma, by being well rehabilitated and become a good citizen. I would cut that. Sorry. Wow, I don't know why that isn't working. Okay. All right, for some reason that isn't working, but cut that then, okay? What's happening here? Okay, for some reason this seems to have frozen. Sorry. Okay. So I'd cut that whole sentence there. So by sending past criminals to talk to teenagers, may help the criminals to regain a sense of self-esteem on one hand, and students to understand the dangers and drawbacks attributed to criminals' lives on the other. Because you can't have on the one hand and leave it there. You've got to have on the other. Good point. The impact of such a lecture will probably be more profound than a lecture about the same subject by giving a school teacher. Good, because. So tell me why. Expand on this bit. That's a nice paragraph, well done. However, critics claim that criminals should not take part in high school education program. However, reformed they may seem. This is because, so just expand this writing a bit. So push a little bit more on your sentences, expand a bit more at the beginning. Teenagers are very influenceable at this time of their lives and might idolize criminal behavior. Good. Stories about danger and antisocial behavior might look like an adventure for the young, easily influenced mind. Moreover, high school students might mistake these expressions as celebrities and not criminals who are trying to rebuild their broken lives. Okay, good point. Yes, good point. And that, maybe add an example in here. For example, and you want to put something about recently, or you've read recently newspaper articles in Israel or Tel Aviv, wherever you are, have shown that there has been a huge success in school programs where teenagers have been spoken to by some ex-criminals or something like that, or they have been deterred from crime. So the word deterrence is a good word that we want in here. So expand that a little bit with an example. In conclusion, I think the arguments for introducing expressions are far more profound. Well, it's not introducing them. I'm not worried about that. It's letting them talk to the teenagers. Yeah? So allowing them to educate are far more profound than negative ones. Okay, yes, kind of, but be careful. That's not really the point. The point is, are they the best people to talk to teenagers? Make sure you are really, really, really sure about the actual kind of crux of the question, if you sort of mean, the most important bit of the question, which is this. It's not about rehab. It's about, are they okay to talk to teenagers? So you're kind of mostly there on that, understanding that question. So that's a top tip for you. Just make sure you really think about the question, do some careful planning, and then watch your spelling. Okay? But really good luck for the exam.